I have a relatively new Facebook account, but yeah, let me see. I have 891 friends.
Okay, so let's just go to Facebook. It's like, what were your other platforms? Did you have like Instagram? Or are you just starting out there as well?
I'm just starting out on Instagram. Um,
Okay.
I mean, I have to say, like, I have some momentum with my business, and like, there's times when I'm like weaving the music into it because I go on and I do lives all the
Mm.
time. But I am feeling like, in terms of like promoting my music, if I'm not doing a live performance or chanting or something like that, it still feels like a little bit of a struggle for me to get like, I don't know. Um, I just still don't really enjoy social media. That's like really the bottom line. So it takes like a lot of
Yeah.
effort for me to get there, you know? I'm on because I kind
Yeah.
of have to be, and I would love it to be something that was like deeply satisfying, and I know that I'm making connections, but um yeah, that's it. I also, yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, do you enjoy connecting with people?
Yeah, and I like doing Facebook lives. Like that's really fun for me. And I feel really comfortable doing that. But like where I start to get stuck is like I'll come on and do the lives, but it's not reaching. I mean, if I have 891 friends, not that many people are actually following me, and I
Mm.
don't think it shows up on that many feeds. So people aren't seeing it. Um, which, you know, I don't want to like keep putting energy. It's like I don't, maybe it comes down to the ads and like doing things off my page and then driving traffic there somewhere. I don't know. I'm a little all over the place here with this. Sorry.
Okay. Well, this is the thing, right? There's three ways. Well, there's a number of different things, elements that you need to consider.
Okay.
Number one, okay, is it needs to be good. It needs to be
Mm-hmm.
good music, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you can say, okay, you've done that one element, so like the music is good,
Mm-hmm.
okay, there's definitely to be a audience for the music, and then it's up to then it's like how much of the this audience that would be interested in this type of music can you find?
Mm-hmm.
And then the second thing is, okay, so do you have time? So is time a consideration? Because if you're
Mm-hmm.
just doing this as a hobby, it doesn't really matter to you like how long it takes or whether you get you know 5,000 followers in a year. You don't have any like of those goals. It's just the goal is just to enjoy the process
Mm-hmm.
and get it to as many people as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Have I just okay? Um, then so that's the other element is time. Is time like do you have a specific amount of time that you or you know or time isn't really an issue because then incremental small amounts of change over a long time can produce a huge result, right?
That's
But if
true.
you want to shorten that amount of time, and the ways to shorten it are there's only two ways. Either it's going to be like naturally, and that's by using your time itself to increase the process, or two is like investing it in it, and you
Mm-hmm.
invest in it either by hiring somebody
Mm-hmm.
or paying for ads or
Mm-hmm.
both.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got those elements. You've got really good music,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and then you've got your 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 content, like your images, your videos, all that type of
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got the time that you have available.
Right.
Then you've got the time that you can hire in to sort of increase your your time, which is like hiring somebody else in. And
Mm-hmm.
then there's spending, actually like investing in the process. So any number of combination of those different factors will lead to more or less success, because you can pretty much, like if you've got like an advertising budget, you can pretty much on Spotify specifically, if you've got a good song, you can
Mhm.
pretty much extrapolate out how many followers you get in a certain amount of time. But having followers on Spotify is not necessarily going to give you like possibly what you need. So
Right.
it's also like, okay, so what do you need, right?
Yeah. And as you're saying that, it's like I don't just want followers. Like I would like for my music to reach people who like it would move, you know? It's like very easy to click like because you're my friend, right? Or like I want to be supportive, but what matters more to me is like I really want like genuine, you know, let's use the word fans, like people who really like the music, who the music is meaningful to.
Hmm. Yeah, completely. And what is your timescale process? What do you think? This is your first release, right?
This is my, I mean, I've been releasing music for a long time, for many years, but I've never had a plan with it. I just released that out into the world and I'm like, okay, I did it. It's in the world. You know, this is my first time like trying
And
to put it out.
yeah, but you're jumping into the most crowded space
Right.
with 40,000 tracks being released every day, and people years and years and years of like blood, sweat, and tears to
Yeah.
build to build a following. You
Yeah. And
know,
I'm not willing to
it's
do
like
that with the pop music, but I feel like I am willing to put effort into it with the sacred music because it just feels more meaningful to me. There's more like there's more soul calling me to step outside of my bubble and to put it out in the world when it comes to the sacred music as opposed to the pop, which is really fun, but like I don't want to be a pop star. I don't care about that. So, you know,
really, you don't want to.
it's like been a nightmare for me. That's why I make music in my basement, so I don't have to do any of that, you know?
So, with the sacred sound music,
Mhm.
I think the people are that are the ones that are doing the best
Mhm.
are really the people that have gathered a tribe, that have found this tribe, and the tribe has looks to them for that leadership, sort of I want to be like you type of
Mm.
sort of experience.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
this guy said this thing the other day. He said, yeah, he went to this concert, and everybody was wearing these like really weird outfits, like, and yeah, it was because the band was all wearing this little like all these weird outfits. So it's like the crowd, like the band had found their crowd knew, what was required of them, right? Like they knew tribe they were joining. It was just like a specific dress code, a
Mm.
specific way of being, all that type of
Mm.
thing, right? And I see a lot of artists like in the sacred sound, like that gathering the tribe, that brand that sort of
Hey, Mom.
communicates a very
I'm gonna
specific
go
thing.
into who I am. Sorry, hold on.
So like I know like this Shodana core, she's like, she's projecting the image of a kirtan, um, what's it like, Kriya yoga, like teacher or guru, or is that's very clearly defined her brand.
Yes.
And there might be other people that listen to her and stuff like that, but it's a very specific group of people that she's targeting because
Yes.
she exudes that person.
Yes.
So, the minute you see her, if you're a rock person, you're just not going to be interested in at all. So she's going to
Yeah.
repel the people that are not into her, and she's going to attract the people that are. So that's the thing is, when you're doing your videos, when you're doing your photos, be very, very like aware that the more you can make that defined brand really clear, then it makes it really clear to people that are listening that this is what you're expressing. And so it
Mm,
allows
hmm.
them the opportunity to find like is yeah, branding can make such a difference. Like I guess any one of these things is not going to make the difference, right? But
Right, but it all helps to, because like my understanding from what you're saying is like all of these pieces help to, it's like create a clear picture of who you are and who your music is for. So the more that you can narrow it down, it actually makes it easier for your followers to find you and listen to you and know that you're right for them. So this is actually really helpful because I think that the reason
mm,
that I really didn't feel satisfied with the video that I was making was for that reason. I didn't have words for it. But when I watched it back, I'm like, who is this video for? Like, who's going to watch? Who's going to, it's not that it's bad, but it's like, what is it even saying? And who is it really for? So that was really helpful in terms of thinking about like, it's the same thing that I do with my coaching work when I'm doing a Facebook Live, for example, right? I'm speaking directly to my ideal soul client, right? I'm speaking directly to that person. Literally, I'm picturing
yeah.
them there at the other end of my camera. So why would it be any different with the music? It's like when you're making the music video, I want to be like show what's in resonance with my ideal fan or follower.
Yeah, you can't be everything to everybody,
No,
but
and it's not
you can
helpful to
express
be.
no,
Yeah.
but you can express a certain aspect of what that is. Like there's a certain side you that you can express in your music
Mm-hmm.
that's going to resonate with other people and those aspects within them. And it'll
Yeah.
either be like, yeah, they're really like, you're the soul sister, you're perfectly aligned with who they are, or it could be like you're the person that they want to be like, or
Mm-hmm.
that's showing them that being that mentor or that leader or that somebody showing the way, or somebody they look up to,
Mm-hmm.
they wish they were like and
Right.
you have that opportunity as a musician because most people wish they could sing and they wish they could like express the stuff that you express, so you're playing that part for that part of them that would love to do that.
Mm, that's true. Mm-hmm.
And then obviously with your music as well, there's a whole, obviously, it's so multidimensional, but that's like one way to connect with fans. Just be really clear on your brand and what you're expressing. And so then when you dress, you're going to dress exactly like that. You're not going to wear a t-shirt one day and then
Mm-hmm.
in another video you're wearing something else.
Mm-hmm.
Like colors and the way the things are done on your Instagram, everything's like the same style.
Yeah.
If you can get that right in the beginning, without getting too choppy, I think that's
Mm-hmm.
a really good idea.
That's really
um
great clarity there. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and you can see it in some, I've see some Instagram and like, wow, it looks like they're all different photos, but they're all like, somehow they're all like aligned. There's some theme running through. I can't work out what it is. It's a color or something, but there's some type of
Yeah.
theme running
It's
through.
probably like the same filter, right? But who knows? It
Yeah,
can be
yeah,
that
probably
easy,
filtered.
right?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
it's just like that same color scheme. I don't
Yeah,
know how
yeah,
it works.
probably, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was thinking about this other day, and like how many real fans do you really need? It's not a huge amount, yeah. It's not a massive amount. So I would suggest, like, you decide, like, depending on where you are, but it could be from release to release. It's like, okay, so I've got so much money to spend on adverts and advertising.
Hmm.
I've got so much money to hire a graphic designer,
Hmm.
or I may, depending, and I may have more time or less time. I personally feel at the moment, based on the results that I've got with with other musicians,
Yeah.
that the way you should see Facebook is when you're on Facebook. It's like, well, what is your definition of social media? What do you think? What do you think Facebook is?
What do I think it is?
Yeah,
Waste of time. No, no. I mean, so it's two things. So on the one hand, it's like a time suck for a lot of people. Three things.
yeah,
On the other hand, it's a huge like viral spreader of information, good and bad,
mm,
true and false. And then three, it's also a way where I have made amazing connections with people. And I have a
mm,
lot of Facebook groups and places where like I have had community that's literally helped me through the isolation of COVID that was online. So I don't think that it's all bad.
yeah, yeah. So if you like have just a reframe for,
Hmm.
because it can be, it can be everything. It can be like absolutely evil, and it can be absolutely good.
Hmm.
So if you take like the reframe of like what Facebook is for you, and I think if you can look at it like it's just basically just networking. It's just a tool that many people will use it for different things. Like, yeah, on the other hand, you can use the power of this social media like behemoth that it is Facebook, and you can really really take advantage of it if you're really clear on your intentions, and you frame it in a way so you don't go on there and get distracted by, because it is basically a distraction tool.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
designed to distract you as much as possible, so you spend as much time on there as possible,
Yeah.
and to
Yeah.
hypnotize you and all those type of things, right? So
Hmm.
I want to explore, this thing, because we'll say, okay, we've got like 500 friends or 2,000 friends or 4,000 friends. I think you can have a maximum of 5,000 friends. Like,
Yeah.
how many of those people on there? Okay, you can divide them, I guess, into three different groupings. You can divide them into actual friends, like these are friends you know personally,
Hmm.
that you
Just
do
like
want
the
to keep in
smallest
contact with.
amount. Yes.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
tiny, tiny amount of people, right?
10 people right now.
Yeah, and it might be some, like how many friends from school do you ever keep in touch with? Because you just don't have anything common. So, there might be one or two, and then there's some, maybe a couple of friends from work, like, you know, and then so you've got those friends, and then you've got family. Okay, so family is like, you can't unfriend a family member. That's just like
No.
bad. That just wouldn't be forgiven. And so you got these two groupings, and then the third grouping
Hmm.
is random people that you may share some level of interest in, that you
Right.
probably never even recognize them in the street.
Hmm.
You go to their profile picture, you don't really know who they are. You might recognize their name, but they're
Hmm.
just doing something interesting that you think, okay, it would be good to know this person in some respects.
Hmm.
And I think if we could like set aside those first two groupings, and then in the third grouping, this is where I think we get our opportunity to go beyond the the intention that Facebook has to manipulate us and siphon our bank accounts, and actually make use of the fact that they do allow us to private message this our friends. They do allow us to post on our friends Facebook feeds. They do allow us to do certain things with this group of people that they've given us free access to. And
True. Yeah.
I'm going to like, I don't know how well this would work, because I think, if you did do this, you'd probably have some risk that Facebook would start to pick up that you're I'd like to see how far And I think for myself, I'm going to look at it in this way, and then I'm going to try as best as possible to sift through the 4,850 really close friends that I have on Facebook. Like literally 4,850 really close friends. And I'm going to sift through them. And if they're not a friend or like a proper friend or a family member, then the only reason that they have any like that I have any need for them to literally be a friend is they're interested in the type of music that I'm trying to promote,
Mm,
or
mhm.
two, they're interested in one of my businesses.
Right.
Okay. And those are the only two other type of people I need on my friends list.
Mm, mhm.
And so I'm going to be really clear and really harsh, yeah, and really
Mhm.
harsh that those are the only type of people that I want. And then I'm going to go through my friends list, and it doesn't
Mhm.
have to all be done in one time, but it can be done like, I've been on Facebook like 10 years or so. So,
Mhm.
a few friends a day or something, I can weed them out. It takes time, but I can weed them out. And I'm going to go
Mhm.
through the ones that, like, obviously I have got no connection with whatsoever. People that are like in like certain countries, like Thailand or something. I just got like, what is this person doing on my profile? I got no
I
idea.
get that all, like every single day. It's
Yeah,
very interesting.
but I've actually got friends with them. Yeah, I'm actually friends with these people as well. So somehow these people have got like become my friend list, and I think it's because, like in the past, like when Facebook started out, like the whole idea was just get as many friends as you could
Right.
for any
Right.
free way
Yeah.
you can.
Exactly. How many connections can
Because
we
in
make?
those days, when you did a post, Facebook actually showed it to those people. Now they don't,
Yes.
right? Now they
Right.
were like, oh wow, how do? So my idea is that we don't play the game of Facebook, and my idea is that there's no reason for me to have like 4,500 friends on there, especially with the fact that like I started this whole game when I was into, I've done various things over the years, but the only real people I'm really interested in now are people that either support like Sacred Sound, or like, I don't know, support, or who are actually musicians who would maybe
Mhm.
do one of my courses. Like all the
Mhm.
rest, like I'm not seeing their posts anyway. They're not seeing my posts anyway.
It's
What is
true.
what is the actual point of them being on my friends list? Nothing.
Right.
So one my idea is to weed out the people on there that I would just never have any connection with, that we got nothing in
Mhm.
common. And two is replace them with people that do have something in common with, that I
Mhm.
would have, that would possibly buy my services or be
Mhm.
interested in my services, or at least support the things that I do.
Yeah.
So how many of those type of people do you think it's going to take to create like a massive amount of momentum? Not very many. Not very many, right? If your Facebook profile is just filled with people that you're really connected with, you have a relationship with,
Mm.
because then when you actually do something, there's way more chance of them supporting what you do than not.
Yeah, it's a really good point.
So, one, I think the most important thing you can be doing on Facebook is networking. And if you use Facebook as a networking tool, it can be the most powerful tool there is. And instead of playing the game of Facebook where they want you to scroll up and like this beautiful photo and like this nice, picture of this beach and all that stuff, it's nice. And if you've got loads of time and you don't mind doing that, but if that drives you nuts, which it does me, because it's
Mhm.
so fake and
Mhm.
it's just so pretentious, um, and you just use Facebook as like a connecting, networking tool, which is our basic human nature, and it just gives us that option to connect with more people, probably at some, quite a deep level, and, a widespread all over the world. So we're going to take this opportunity that Facebook gives us to direct message people and make these intimate relationships. And in that way, we're going to find out very quickly, one, does this person share some of the same interests or values that I have? And if they do, then great. Then that's like a valuable friend. That's a valuable connection. And two, if they don't, like, there's no need to have them on your profile. So I think direct messaging is going to be like a big part, but obviously it takes time. So this is like an opportunity for, but it is the most powerful thing, because if you make a direct connection with somebody, they're far more likely when they see one of your posts coming up to like it, or to listen to what you've asked, or to interact in some way. Um, it's the it's the people that you don't have a direct connection with, or that intimate, engaging sort of relationship, that are much less likely to have that interaction. And that's what I see. Um, you know, and so I think as well, like, I was watching this training program with one of these, like, super hot star, like, music coaches, and they're running this particular strategy where they find people through Facebook advertising, and then they direct message people. And I think that's cool, but I think in the sacred sound type sort of environment, it's a little bit more difficult, because we're possibly much harder to find the people that actually do like this type of music. Much harder to find by way of advertising. But we're much easier to find by way of visual and, like, connection. Like,
Mm.
the people that like your music will only be in certain groups. They will only be listening or connected to certain artists. And we can find those artists quite easily. And that's why I think the most, like, if you don't have like thousands of pounds to spend, like literally, I can take an artist who's got no interest in connecting with anybody, who's like super shy, introverted. Bless you. Bless you. Um, and who's like, just super shy, and but makes good music. And you can take him and, build up a substantial online presence, but it literally takes thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds or dollars, whatever it is. It's going to take a lot of money, because so an artist who's shy, who's not into, like, connecting on huge levels with loads of people, and whose social media, like, non-existent almost. That type of person is going to take thousands of pounds to do the same thing, because you're going to have to, every single post is going to have to be promoted. And, there's no substitute for real, direct, intimate connection. Because even if you pay somebody to listen to your track or listen to your video, they still haven't made that internet connection with you. But if you make that relationship, like, intimate connection, like proper heart to heart, like, that person's, like, that's going to be there forever. Like, that has lasting power. So how much, like, money do you have to put in to make that connection? Whereas, like, a conversation with that same person would be the same value. It's probably like 100 or 200 pounds worth of advertising, really. It's literally worth a lot of money. So I think the biggest opportunity that artists have these days is by using Facebook and using what Facebook has given us, not that they want to give us, but that they have given us by default, this opportunity to network with millions of people all over the world, and go to places where these people are gathering so that we can network with them, we can find them. Because the ultimate would be that you do the advertising, you find those people, and then you create those connections. That's like speed it up like 100%. It's like rocket fuel. But you could do it just organically as well. But again, it's going to take time. So, lots of money and lots of advertisement, little time. I think try and find a middle way, like some advertising, and then some time. And I think if you can frame that time to be like, this is all you're doing is networking. It's like if I was in a room and I was at a party and I came into the party, I could throw out an advert and come into the party with a big banner saying, "Hey, I'm Ankhara. This is my music."
Which is how I go to parties. So no, I'm just kidding.
Or, like you could come into the party and like dressed up with this beautiful like dress and feathers and looking like a goddess. And that's like, that's like putting a video out there, like an official video. Like if you were putting a video out there and it was beautiful and stunning, you got it in front of loads of people. That's the same thing, right? Certain people are going to be attracted to you, and like all of a sudden at the party, you're going to have like a ring of people around you wanting to know like who you are and all that type of stuff, right? Or, you could, it's a longer sort of strategy, but it makes like really powerful connections. Because so say if we say, okay, like how many like really engaged, like connected people, fans do you need in order for your music to do good, to do great? Like you do a live, and like how many people do you want it to, do you really need on that live in order to feel like you're having an impact on somebody, and that your music is valued, and that you're not just doing this, wasting your time basically. Is it like 10? Is it like 30? Is it like 50? I think you have 50 people on a live, you're going to feel good. You're going to feel like, wow, somebody's listened to my music. Maybe I've touched somebody. I'm definitely not wasting my time. Because when you do a live, like, it's great to have those people. And also, that like 20 times those amounts of people are going to hear it afterwards because they'll see it in the video feed and stuff like that. But you have like 50 people, I think that would normally, for most artists, you'd feel pretty good. Yeah. You'd feel quite satisfied with that. So you think if you did live, like how many people that were really connected to you would actually listen to the live? And so if people are more connected to you, obviously there's more chance of that. And then how many people are on Facebook, and at that time of you going live, they see your live coming up, and then they feel that connection with you. So they click on the live and they see you going live, right? I literally don't think you need more than like 1,000, connected Facebook friends to get that level of engagement. If you really connect with them, they're not just like there to fill up space, right? So we took 1,000, say just on average, like 1,000, connected Facebook friends. And we said, okay, we divided that by how many days in the year? 365. So what, 1,000, 1,000 divided by 365 is 2.7, yeah? So that would mean in 1 year's time, if you had like engaged connections with 2.7 people per day, over the course of a year, if you were consistent and you spoke to those and you made those connections, like three people over the course of a year, taking a few days off, after 1 year, you would have 1,000 really engaged and deep related connections. It's only a year. It's not a long time. So say you're going to take a few weeks off, maybe a few days off, but you got into a habit of just doing a few direct messages every day, going through your friends list, weeding out the people that have you've got no connection with, that are never going to like your music, and then going to like Facebook pages and groups where the people that like your music would be gathering, and you start engaging on those groups, engaging on those pages, and you know, befriending people. So you could like those type of people. Like say if you're on Isla Schafer's like Facebook page, and she's posted a video, and then somebody's commented, and another person comments, and then you comment on there, and that comment notifies the two people above you that you've commented and notifies her, and then somebody else's comment and somebody else comment, and then eventually the 30 comments on that one post, and you comment at the bottom, it notifies all 30 of those people that you've commented on that post. So it gets your name in front. Then, like, if you've done that 2 or 3 times, and these are the same people commenting on those videos, and you go ask, like, these are the type of people like this music. You do the same music. These are definitely people that would like your music. You know that they like Ala Shafa, and there's never like if you're a medicine or a lover, a fan, you never just like Isla Shafa. You always like Isla Shafa, you like Nessie, and you might like 2 or 3 other musicians that are maybe not that well known. So there's definitely space for you within their environment. So then you add friend to maybe 2 or 3 of those people that you see regularly coming up on that comments list. And because they've recognized you already commenting on, and you're really clear with your profile and your branding, like there's no ways they're not going to say no. I promise you. so, so how long before you've got 1,000 friends? Maybe say 100 of them are like family and proper friends that you're connecting with, and the other 900 are people that are in your tribe. These are people that like you wouldn't mind hanging out with them like in a party, right? And now like every day you've got into the habit of not going to the news feed because it's just full of like stuff, but you're direct messaging people. And I don't think if you direct message 2, 3, 4, 5 people a day and you started conversations with them, that Facebook could have a problem with that. I don't think so. Okay, I don't think so.
Not with that small of a number.
Yeah.
I'm curious, like how would you open that conversation with someone who like maybe like so I'm just thinking like right so I could go through my friend list and definitely there's probably under 1,000 people. I could probably weed out at least 150 just by scrolling through and not even doing any more digging. And then there's people who would like maybe be on the fence who they've probably added me through coaching or maybe I've added them through coaching, but we've never actually had an actual conversation. Like,
Mm.
is there, so the question then becomes like, how do we start that conversation in a way that's actually authentic? Right? Like, because because I have had people, because I know this is a strategy, like
Mm.
randomly like try to connect with me and we connect and then the next day they're selling me something or they're sharing something.
You don't
So
want
I
to
don't
do
want to do any of
no,
that,
you don't want to do
you
that.
know?
You don't want to do
Mm-hmm.
that. But you do want to be very clear that the reason you're my friend on Facebook is that we have some level of connection.
Yeah.
Like they don't have to buy anything from you, but if somebody has and like you're really clear that this is you only want people on your Facebook friend list that you
Mm-hmm.
have some type of connection with.
Yeah.
And that connection is either a friend, a proper friend, like
Mm-hmm.
you grew up with, a family member, or somebody that's in your tribe. And the people in your tribe are like, I mean, or you might have another business. You might have your coaching business. So that's another group of
Right.
people.
Right. Yeah.
But in your tribe of your music tribe, which you're trying to express a certain thing,
Mm-hmm.
like you're not selling them anything,
No.
but you are sharing stuff with them.
Right.
So you're you want to connect with them. That's super super important. You just want to know that you maybe have the same values. You're
Yeah.
into the same thing. So there has to be some level of meeting them at that place.
Yeah.
Okay, and then if you have that level of connection, they know what you do because the question is going to go, "Hey, John, how are you?" Just start simple like that. Yeah, I'm fine. How are you? Yeah, I'm cool. What you up to? I'm just working on my new single. oh, cool. I didn't know you're a musician. Yeah, I write music. I've just brought out, I'm bringing out some new singles. Like that conversation can go on a long, long time before,
Yeah.
like, and then I would just stop there. I wouldn't even do anything. But then when you do release your single, if you came back to John and you've had that conversation, and then you post it, hey, John, I've just released my single. What do you think? You know, come on, you're not asking them to like lay down £100 or
Right.
$100. You're just
Right.
asking them to go listen to a single, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they don't respond. Then you're like, well, that's really clear. Like, this is not somebody that I need in my tribe. I
Right.
don't know them. I don't have any connection with them besides having a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
This is not somebody that's actually interested in my music. What are they doing on my friends list?
Yes. Okay, I see what you're saying.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So yeah, yeah.
It's
No,
just
no,
a
no.
nameless
It's
space.
actually yeah, yeah, yeah. If you're like, I totally get that.
And they can't even go listen to my single for like 30 seconds. Like, what is the point? Like, literally, what is the point?
Right.
And like, I might not like axe them straight away, but I think I'm doing them a favor and me a favor because one, the people that are on my friends, I'm going to be highly engaged with them. Like, I'm going to give them my time. Like, how are
Mm-hmm.
you? How are you doing? Like, have you had a good day? Like that level of connection. So they're getting something from me. It's not like I'm just taking.
Yeah.
I actually am giving them something.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, those people on my Facebook feed are going to be getting my music and the stuff that I share. So I personally believe that is valuable. Like, I'm not sharing like, bad stuff. I'm sharing like
Right.
uplifting stuff. So they're
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
value from that. And, it always has to be a two-way street. And then, so if I'm giving a lot, and I ask for a little bit, like I give 10 pieces of love, and then I ask for just one thing in return, I might give that. And maybe you post like your link to your track. Hey, John, do you want to just listen to my track? Tell me what you think. He doesn't answer, and then maybe then I leave it like a month. It doesn't matter. Like, it takes a long time to get back to 1,000 people, right?
Right. Yeah.
But 3 months later, I come back to that conversation. I'm going through my messenger feed. I come back to that conversation, and he hasn't listened to the thing. I say, hey, John, how are you doing? Did you get a chance to listen to my single yet? You know, he ignores you. Then that's it. 2 strikes, you're
Then
out.
that's it. Right. Yeah. 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 Forget the three. Forget the three. Yeah. I think exactly. Exactly. That makes so much sense to me. And especially, I guess like I'm thinking back to like when people have done that for me, but like in my message box, when it's something that is like a form letter that's sent to everyone,
Mm.
I don't ever respond.
Yeah,
But if
yeah,
someone is coming to me personally
yeah,
and they're saying something like, I know we haven't connected before, you know, and like I wanted to let you know the kind of work that I'm doing in case you're interested. Like for me personally, even if the first opening is a sale, if it's personal
yeah,
and it's not a form, I usually will respond and I'll be like, wow, that's really great work. I'm not interested, but thanks for sharing. Or like, something. I don't say nothing, right? But I'm just thinking about like how to make it not icky. But I
yeah,
think the bottom line is if they're not going to listen and they're not, being an active member of your community, then what are they there for?
exactly,
Just
exactly.
taking up space
Yeah,
taking up space that could be filled with someone who's a genuine, authentic fan
yeah,
or friend or anything, connection, whatever it is.
yeah. Because I personally don't need 5,000 people on my Facebook friends list. I really, really, really
No,
don't. And
I've been cutting my real friends in real life down over the years and whittling that to like a smaller, more
yeah,
authentic group. What do I need 5,000 people on Facebook?
no,
Right.
what it doesn't do anything for me because Facebook are not showing my stuff to them. I'm not seeing their stuff.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like, how much stuff do I need to see? Even if they were.
Yeah.
Like, the people that I really want to know, like Isla Shafa, all those, the people that I'm really interested in, I'm not seeing their stuff because all this other stuff is there
Yeah.
of people that are not interested in me, and I've got less interest in them because we just
Oh
don't have
yeah.
that level of connection.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know, like, this is, I know with when you launch your track, like the thing that makes the biggest difference is direct messaging people. Because on the day that you release your single, like your whole day should literally be spent direct messaging people. Because that's the only day that you can really say, hey, I've just released a single. I'm really excited. Please listen to the single. And it's not like you're direct messaging the first time. That's only after you've had that long list of conversation over the whole year or month or whatever it is, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So you might like start those conversations out. The conversation might take 2 months. In that time, you've released a single, you haven't messaged them. But the next single that you release, yeah, you can just send them a direct message. And they've got
Yeah.
way more chance of those people going to listen to your track than anybody listening to an advert or seeing an advert.
Right. It's so
And
true.
adverts are costing like, $1 per click, $1.50 per click, $2 per click.
It's
You know what I
insane.
mean? And those people, you might get that click. They might like listen to the track for 10 seconds. It still doesn't mean they're going to become a fan. You know what I mean? But I promise you,
Yeah.
because you'll feel this with other people, when you have a direct connection to them, even if you don't like their music, you'll still listen to us and you'll still follow
Yep.
them.
Yep. And I already do that. I already do
Yeah.
that.
You might
You
like
know?
not, might not be the music that you normally listen to, but you're like, I know this person. I'm going to
And I
listen to
want to
them
be
anyway.
supportive. Like I
Yeah.
care. I care about their success, even if it's not for me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. 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 That's so funny. But I'm even thinking about, my my Song Medicine Sisters group, which has 288 members, right? And like so few of them are active. And I'm almost thinking like this would be like a great opportunity to just go and make the more direct connections and just kind of say like, okay, 5 a day, I'm just gonna like reach out and be like, hey, it's me from this. I just want to see how you're liking the group and
Yeah.
what you're looking for, and using kind of that as the way in. And
Yeah.
then we have the connection, and maybe I'll even because I've
And I
been
promise
thinking
you,
about, yeah.
you're probably not even friends with all of those people in that group. You may or may not
No,
be.
I don't think I am. I don't
So
even think I am.
you can friend them and just message them and say, hey, this is Ankhara from the thingy group. I
Yeah.
just like to friend you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, this is good because that feels doable. And I know that every single woman in that group came to that group because she either likes song medicine or wants to be a song medicine woman
Mm.
or is already doing it.
Yeah.
So that's in common. I mean, that
Yeah.
group started for that specific reason. So, and I
Yeah.
didn't force anyone to join, you know?
No,
So
and you've got
I
that
feel
connection
like,
with them already.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That feels really doable.
And then, just trying to get into the habit of, waiting for the bus. That's the only thing you need to be doing on social media is networking. Not
Yeah.
looking at posts, not liking posts, not like
Mm-hmm.
I would still like choose my top 10
Mm-hmm.
artists, like my top 10, like, Ayla Shafa, Nessie Gomes, like the 10
Mm-hmm.
that are the most in my tribe. I would still choose them and follow them and like everything they do and comment on everything they do again, because that's the tribe. Those are the people that are going to be joining that type of group, right?
Right.
And
And they'll
connecting
see
them.
my name.
And they'll see your
And then
name.
right.
And
Mm-hmm.
a certain percentage of them, when they see your name, will add you as a friend. And a certain
Yeah.
percentage of them, will, follow you. And a certain percentage of
Yes.
them will listen to your music. And those are
Yeah.
the people. That's like being really focused with your social media, not getting distracted by all the distraction that's out there, but being really
Right.
focused and knowing why you're doing it. And then it doesn't become like this just random thing that you're doing because you hope that it does work.
Yeah, because people told me to.
Yeah, because Somesh said
You gotta
you
be on
should
social
post
media. I
your.
was like, okay, I don't know. Sure, I'm on. Now what do I do? Yeah.
But it really is about focused, direct connection with other human beings. using this tool of
Mm.
technology. And it's
Hmm.
like you really are talking to other human beings. It's not like you're talking
Yeah.
to Mark Zuckerberg, and his
Right.
robots.
And I do know that's true because like so many, like the last workshop that I led was, I didn't know any of the women that came. I knew them all from my Facebook group, and those were direct connections that I made where I would post and it was, when I post, it's always the same people commenting. Like I already, I see who my
Yeah,
people are.
of course.
Right. And it doesn't matter if I'm posting about coaching or posting about, my music, it's the same people. So it's like,
Yeah,
okay, well, these are the people I need to continue and deepening
yeah,
the connection with,
yeah,
right? And then like slowly and steadily add more of those people,
yeah.
add
And
more to
it
this
could
list.
could it could be because like Facebook are just showing those people, and it could also
Mhm.
be that they're just really connected to your stuff and they're really
Yeah.
engaged with your stuff. So you can be those people with the other musicians, you know,
Yes.
and then you can start creating relationships with those musicians, and then you can start doing collabs with those musicians.
Yes.
Find other musicians that you could like collaborate with and partner with. You know,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
amazing.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. This was really, really helpful for me because I think that kind of running under the surface of all of this has been my resistance to social media and just it,
We all do. We all do. Don't worry, you're
yeah,
not the only one.
yeah. And especially in our community, I think,
Yeah.
you know, there's other people who like love it and can't get enough. But for me, I'm always like, there's a little bit of me like just going, I don't know.
Yeah.
And mostly because it's been such a time suck for me in the past,
Yeah.
like when you're not aware, it is very draining and I don't want to add to that in other people's lives either.
Yeah.
So the idea of like whittling down your friend list, it's a gift to me and to the people who I have no connection with,
Yeah.
right? We don't need to be connected if there's not a connection. It's
Absolutely.
so simple. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the theory. Let's,
Yeah.
make it make sense.
Yeah. Well, we'll try it. Let's try it. I'm
let's
like, throw,
let's do it.
what's it called? Throwing spaghetti at the wall. I'm like, I'll
Yeah,
try anything, right?
can't
As
be
long
any
as
worse
it like,
than giving making Mark Zuckerberg really rich because he really needs the money.
I know it's why I don't want to sink thousands of dollars into advertising because I don't really want to pay him.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Is like it takes a lot of money to feed that beast. That beast is super hungry. I promise you.
It's a
It's an
hungry
unending
beast.
pit.
Yeah, my sister's um, partner works for Facebook out in California. He hates it. He's not even on it.
Yeah,
He hates
yeah,
it. And
yeah,
working there, it's a monster.
yeah. It's a monster.
It's a beast.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah.
well, thank you
Ankhara,
so much. Yeah.
cool. Have you got any other questions before I love you and leave you?
No, I don't think so. I feel like I've got lots of stuff to play around with this week. So,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, and just like it's not going to take long. Like I think like we could probably do all the social media we need to in like half an hour. You know, music business maybe a little bit more, but social
Yeah.
media, like actually connecting with people.
Yeah.
Like how long does it take to have a conversation? It's really quick.
Yeah. And it's also something like I can do it while I'm doing other things, right? Because I'm not like sitting waiting for someone to respond. I
Yeah,
can
exactly.
multitask a little bit.
Yeah, do 5 conversations in 10 minutes quite easily.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. New life goals.
Yay. Okay, nice speaking
All
to you, and
right.
thanks for
Yes, you
joining the
too.
call tonight.
Thank you so much. All
God
right.
bless.
Take care. Bye.
Ciao, bye.